is nothing but it is a command line tool. You can call it as kubectl or kubectl, whatever you want. Okay. And last third one is your creating kops cluster. So these are the 3 steps. How many steps you are going to make it? Step number 1 is AWS CLI installation. Step number 2 is kops and kubectl installation. Step number 3 is cluster creation. Okay. Along with this cluster, like here I can say it as infra. I can say simple because cluster is also a part of infrastructure actually. So step number 3 is I am going to create infra by using kops. Okay. One is your CLI installation. Second one is your kops and kubectl installation. Third one is infra creation. So first of all, let me create an EC2 instance and start the working from here. So I don't have any instance as of now running. Launch instance, name it as kops. So select all of this normally, but again, this thing you need to mention here. You need to use at least T2 medium or least case because you need like 2 CPUs and 4 GB of memory to work on it. Key pair, select the yesterday's key pair we have. Networking, like allow all type of protocols. So I have launch wizard 2. It is having everything here. Volume, make it 30 GB. By default, you need 20, but I'm making it as 30 because 30 is also free for GP2. Just to create an instance. So what is the step number 1, guys? Installing AWS CLI. Actually, if you go here, I have my CLI steps here. I have some links here. But if you want the same links, what you can do is go to new tab, AWS CLI installation. Hit like this. Click on the first link. You will see 3 steps here again. AWS installation is the first step. On this first step, again, you are having 3 steps. If you go down here, which OS we need to select? Click on Linux. So we need to go for Linux 64-bit. Okay, don't go for ARM. Go for this one because like if you observe, like both are same only. There is nothing more different. But the only difference is here you are having 64.zip difference and here you are having zip format 86 into 64. That's the only difference. So select this one and copy all these 3 steps. Okay, if you run directly, this will be done. So before going to that, let me connect to my EC2 instance. So kops is running now. Click on it. Connect. Like this time I am using my Kubectl. You know, right, how to use the Kubectl. So go for the third option. Copy this one and make sure this PEM file is on your desktop. So go for Kubectl. Yeah. So which theme you want? Light or dark? Light only. Okay. So I have selected light and start local terminal. Paste. And like we need to make sure that we are on desktop. Actually, our PEM file is on desktop, right? So go to CD desktop. So here, are you having your PEM file here? You are seeing it, right? So copy the previous thing from here and give it here. So go back to our terminal, copy this one more time, paste it here. So you will be connecting to your AWS EC2 instance now. Yeah, public IP you can use, or else like if you can give EC2-user at the rate of public IP address, you can also give the same thing. Okay, but like this is the best way, I think so. Like because directly we can copy paste the things, right? So sudo space -i. So you are on root, right? Okay. So first of all, what I'm going to do is let me remove this all from here. So I have copied the 3 comments from there, right? If we go to here, I have copied all 3 comments at a time and just give right click here. Don't do nothing. Okay. it will be automatically installed. Are you able to install this? But the thing is, here you need to set up the particular path for it. Okay, we need to set up particular path for it. Give me a second. I'm getting. Sir, can you say it once again from AWS CLI? Just I have done nothing. I have gone to here, typed AWS CLI installation. I clicked on the first link. Directly, I'll be going to the Linux and copy these whole things from here. Okay, it's the only thing I have done. Okay, this installation part is done. I have executed all the 3 steps. So next what I need to do is, there is a file called .bashrc. If you see this one, right? So give vam.bashrc. Here you need to export this path. I'm on my top of the file. If I want to go to the bottom of the file, what is the command? Bottom of the file. Small one. Top of the file is GG. Bottom of the file, Shift G. Shift G. Okay. Give Shift G and go to the next line. Here you need to write a command like this. You need to export the path. So give export path is equal to $path. Which path you are giving? If you observe, like, let me get out from this first of all and give a clarity. So if you observe here, you are seeing this path, right? I need to export this path. So the command I'm going to give it is simply export path is equal to $path. Dollar means variable it is. Okay. I'm going to give which path, guys, here? User local bin. So give colon and right click. The same path I have given, right? If you observe here also the same path. Because why we need to give it is, you can also work without it, but you need to specify the certain path where AWS is actually located. Okay. So after that, give a command called source.bashrc to work on this. So this is done. If we give AWS -- version, are we able to see the version now? We are seeing it, right? So this is the AWS version we have installed of CLI. Step number 1 is done. Is it clear for everyone? I have done nothing. I have went to the some of this tab and select this one and copied the whole things at a single time. After that, I have gone to the .bashrc file and I have exported the path there. Okay. This is the step number 1. And step number 2 is going to be your kops and Kubectl installation. Okay. Actually, I have the links here, but if you want to download these links, you can give it like this simply. Go to the any of the browser, give Kubectl installation. If you go here, like you will find, go to here and you will go to the directly Kubernetes, the main one. So if you go for, like, you can use this one or you can use the multiple you are having. Depends upon the Linux OS you are using. You have multiple things to do here, but I have it on my local, right? So I'm using this one. So this is the command that I'm going to install for Kubectl. I will give all these commands to you at the end. Okay. So I'm copying it from here and going back to my instance. Hit enter. Are you seeing Kubectl now? After Kubectl, which thing do I need to install? Kops I need to install. So the latest version of kops is 1.24, latest version. But the stable version is 1.24. If you want to use 1.24, you can use 1.24. Or if you want to use 1.21, you can use 1.21 as well. So I'm using the latest version. Enter. Wget is used to get the file from internet. Actually, this kops is located on GitHub, guys. It is open source, right? So the people who are using the kops is directly making it available on their GitHub. Okay, you can find it here. If we go to GitHub, go search for Kubernetes kops release, you can find the all the version. So I do have my kops and Kubernetes, right? So I want to work with these commands. Actually, if I want to work with the commands, if you remember Linux directory system, these commands which you are working is stored on which place? Yeah, which directory it is? Not home. Home is for user actually. Bin directory, right? So you need to move to the bin actually. Yeah. So before moving it to the bin, we are using this command. So these commands need to be executable permission. What is the command that we can give executable permission? Chmod. You can give plus X or 777, whatever you want. If you want it for user, you can use plus X. If you want it for all other, you can use 777. So I'm giving it for kops and Kubectl. So both are now on which format? Executable mode. So now move Kubectl. I'm moving Kubectl to user local bin. In the form of Kubectl, I'm moving. Okay. As well as kops. Move kops NX AMD to user local bin as I'm moving as kops. I need not to give the whole command. I can use only kops command directly in this case. Step number 2 is done. Do you have clarity what we have done? So just check the versions now. Give Kubectl -- version. Sorry. You remove this -- Are you getting the Kubectl version? And give kops. Are you getting the kops version? So this is the way you can install Kubectl and kops. So step number 1 is your CLI installation. It is done. Step number 2 is your kops and Kubectl installation. It is also done. So 2 steps we have done, and the remaining steps is infrastructure creation by using kubectl kops, by using kops. Okay. So let's do it. Actually, here you are having very long type of steps. Okay. But before going to that, we need to create an IAM user. Okay. Because here we are going to work on CLI, command line interface actually. So to work on command line interface, you need to make an IAM user and you need to use that credentials as well. I will cover this topic on AWS as well, but don't worry. Here as of now, I'm just telling you the basic part only. So go to your AWS dashboard, IAM. Here you need to create a user. So I'm going to create a user and I'm going to give administrator access. So that means he will have all the access, full access. He can do whatever he wants. So click on the users, create user. I am giving the username as kops. Okay. Give the programmatic access and password is optional. If you want to reset the password, you can give password, but I don't want password access. Next, attach policies. Just only give this one. Next, review and download the file, create user. That's enough. Okay. It's just a basic thing that I have said to you, but I will cover this entire topic on your IAM concept. Okay. So here, go for your instance now, and you need to run a command called AWS configure. If you run this command, it is going to ask secret access key. So if you go to here, access key is there. Copy it, paste it. It will ask secret access key. Click on show and then copy this one, paste it here. So region, that means it is asking if you are working on CLI, which region you want to perform this. So if I want to perform on Mumbai, I need to give AP South one. But if I want to work on Northern Virginia, which one I want to give? US East, don't give 1A, just give 1. Because we are not allowed to give subnets here. Okay. And the default output format, I am giving table. If you want JSON, you want JSON format. If you want text format, you can give text. If you want table format, you can give table as per your requirement. Okay. So all these things are configured now. So now I can create infrastructure by using CLI, command line interface. Just observe this one. Here you are having very lengthy of the steps. Okay. Just be careful. I will explain one by one. First of all, it is asking me to see by using AWS S3 API, I am able to create a bucket, and the bucket name is rahams k8s.local, and on which region I am creating? US East 1. So the first command is nothing but your creating of your bucket. So AWS S3 API create bucket I have given, and the bucket name is okay, and the region is US East 1. So copy this entire line and paste it over here. So wait a second, the bucket name is not available. Okay, let me use some other name. I'm using like, if you are already existing bucket by this name on your account, so it is not going to create it. So I am going to give it as like Naresh IT Dev1. Okay, I'm giving this name. If you hit enter, is the bucket created? Okay, so this is the bucket creation only. But I want to make it bucket versioning enabled. So the concept of versioning is nothing but if you put an object on the bucket, I have a bucket. Bucket is nothing but place you can store all type of files. On AWS, we have a service called S3, where you can store all kind of format. You can save your Word files, you can save your images, videos, and other type of content as per your requirement. Okay. The reason why I created this bucket is after cluster creation, etcd will maintain all the cluster information. So the information is directly given to this bucket only. Okay. So I am now going to make it versioning enabled. The reason why we need to enable versioning is, for example, I deleted an object. I delete one of the main file. If the object have the versioning enabled, the bucket has versioning enabled, you are going to retrieve that object. So you have a bucket, you have deleted a certain file, you want that file back. If you enable versioning to that bucket, you will get the deleted file back. You have that option. So for that purpose, I am going to enable this versioning. So see, like I am going to replace this name everywhere. Oh, sorry. So now I am going to give this one like AWS S3 put bucket versioning. Put bucket versioning to which bucket? Naresh IT dev bucket. Okay. It is on which region? And the versioning configuration status is, so that means basically your bucket is created initially, but you don't have versioning enabled. If you want to check it by using this interface, go back to your services, click on S3 here. Okay, click on S3 here. Go for this bucket. This is our bucket, right? If you go for properties, is the bucket versioning enabled or disabled? So if we copy this command from here and if we paste it over here, then it is going to directly enable the bucket version. See this one. So bucket versioning is enabled. If you want to check it, go for your console, just refresh. Previously we have disabled, right? But refresh now. What are you seeing here? So that means bucket versioning is enabled. So the bucket versioning is enabled means if you delete an object, you are going to retrieve it on any case. So the third step is like exporting of the total thing. Like what are the things that you have given on etcd cluster? Every cluster information is going to store on this bucket only by using this export command. So it is telling that export cop state store to where? To S3 bucket. So I'm going to replace this one here. Okay. So export this from here and give it to here. So that means every cluster information is going to store on this particular bucket. Remember, you need to remove this here. Okay. So it is done up to now. And again, we need to run this command. I will show you like how to run this. So bucket creation is done. On infrastructure part, first three commands is for bucket creation and status enabled and export state. Next command is for your infra creation. Here, if you observe here, you are going to set up the infrastructure. Like this step is not required. If you want to like use it, you can use it. You know, right, why we can use sh-keygen? If we want to communicate with one node to another node, we can use sh-copy-id root at the rate of IP address, or you can create the username at the rate of IP address. This you can know. Okay. If you want to do this step, you can do, or if you don't want, you can ignore this one. So see, now I am creating this cluster information by using kops command. What I am creating? Cluster, and the cluster name is, remember, bucket name and cluster name may vary. If you want to give the same name, you can give the same name. Okay, I am giving the same name. Sorry. So I am giving the same name for here, where it is. Yeah. So by using kops, I'm creating the cluster, and hyphen name of the cluster is dev Kubernetes local. And on which zone I am creating. So you have configured the AWS credential there. So it is only creating there. If you give AP South 1, it is not going to create because the configuration for which region. So you need to give US-East-1. One name is like availability zone. Okay. Hyphen master size. So the default master size is T2 medium for master, and the node size is. So is it clear for you? This step. One more time I'm explaining. I am creating kops cluster. The cluster name is, and on which zone you are creating, and the size of the master is, size of the node is T2 micro. Okay. So I am copying this command from here and pasting it over here. If you hit enter, only nodes will be created now. Okay, it will take some time, certain time. If you see here, you must specify -s to apply changes. Actually, cluster is created ready, but if you want to make it enable, just give the up arrow and give -. What you need to give? But the thing is like you need to give this name. Run this command. Kops update cluster. See here you are seeing mainly 4 things. One is your see kops get cluster. If you give this one kops get cluster, is your cluster showing to you? Cloud provider is, and which zone it is? Okay. If you want to edit your cluster, for example, for master you have taken T2 medium, but if you want T2 too large, how you can edit? Give the command call kops edit your cluster name. Your cluster name is Naresh IT Dev. If you hit this one, oh sorry, kops edit cluster. Here I have missed the cluster. Here you need to give cluster. Okay. Hit enter. So here you can see this. This is the actually API you are using. What kind you are creating is cluster. Okay, this is complete information of infrastructure, guys. This is the load balancer part. Okay, if we go down, are you able to see the CPU here? CPU request by default you are getting 200 M. If you want to make it 100 M, you can make it 100 M. Okay, and go a bit down. Memory here, memory how much you are having? 100 MB. If you go further down, you are seeing every version. Like if you want to make update these subnets, actually these are subnets here. Okay, if you want to change some other subnet, you can change here. So everything here you can change. See, this subnet is public subnet. If you want to make it available private, you can make it here private subnet. So this is only for cluster part only. If you want to make any changes, you can change like this. Okay. So, but I don't want to change anything here. So I'm quitting from here. Okay. And after that, if everything is fine for you. Okay. And like if you want to edit your nodes, master node or some other slave node, just copy this one. Kops edit IG. IG means instance group here. IG stands for hyphen name, this one. Just copy this command and give it here. See, by defaultly, you are having this image. If you want to change another image, you can change it here. Okay. And what is the mission type here? If you want to make it T2 too large, you can make it enable here. It is your requirement. If you want to change anything specifically, you are able to see 4 commands. For instance groups, you need to use the kops update cluster in instance group and the name of the instance. And if you want to update the entire cluster, kops edit cluster and cluster name. So these commands will be not be easy to remember. You can copy paste from there directly. Okay. So, and also here it is saying that maximum size. If you want it one master, make it 1. But if you want multiple masters, how you can do? Make it max size as 2. So in that case, you are getting how many nodes? How many nodes? 2 nodes only. Okay. If you want to customize, you can run that above command and you can customize as per your requirement. For example, let me give this one. If I make it to max size 2, see what will do now. By using this command, By using this above command, if you see here I have created only one master and one node. So total how many instances? 2. But I have gone to that specific file and I have edited max to 2. So 2 plus 1, how many nodes you will get now? Let's observe. Is 3 nodes is created or not? Okay. For that purpose, you need to run this command. Okay. Kops update cluster, name of the cluster and --s admin. If you run this cluster, everything is going to update now. Total infrastructure will be created like this. Like it will take some time, guys. It will take at least 5 minutes to get the complete cluster and nodes up, because we are creating VPC as well as buckets as well as RDS. We are going to create elastic load balancer and elastic block storage. All this will be coming under this infrastructure. So to get ready, it is saying that, see, cluster is starting. Cluster is on like ready state. It is now starting. It should be ready in few minutes. We need to wait for at least like 5 to 10 minutes. It will take some time. In the meantime, let's recall what we have done. So kops, how many steps we need to perform on kops? First one is your CLI installation. Second step is your kops and Kubectl installation. Third step is your infrastructure creation. So again on AWS installation, how many steps you have? 3 steps. Again on Kubectl, you have 4 steps. One is your getting your Kubectl, getting your kops, giving executable permission, and moving it to the user local bin. So on first part, you are having 3 steps. Second part, you are having, and on third step, you can have multiple steps as per your requirement. That too. Okay. So let's wait for a few more minutes. So for online people, like we need to wait for at least 5 minutes, guys. So once it is done, like I will update. Okay, it will take some time to get cluster ready. So okay guys, so I think my cluster is ready now. So if you want to get the nodes, actually my cluster is ready. So if you give the command kops get cluster, are you able to get the cluster? Give the kubectl get nodes. If you want to get nodes, give the kubectl get nodes. Have you got your nodes? How many nodes you are having? 2 nodes. So one is your control panel, second one is your control panel is nothing but your master, and this one is your Kubernetes normal node. So this is the way how you can create the nodes. Okay, the same command you can give on another way. Kubectl get no. Like instead of typing all the NODEs, give NO. Have you got the same thing? This is the alternate for it. Okay, so let's see some of the kops command now. Sorry, బేసిక్గా అది ఇంకా ఫుల్లీ అప్డేట్ అవ్వలేదు. ఓకే, నేను అక్కడ ఎస్కేప్ షిఫ్ట్ కాలం డబ్ల్యూకి ఇవాళ క్యూ ఫ్యాక్టోరియల్ ఇచ్చాను అనుకుంటా, బట్ అది ఇస్తే మీకు డెఫినెట్ గా వస్తుంది. ఓకే, ఒకవేళ మీరు క్లస్టర్ ని వ్యాలిడేట్ చేద్దాం అనుకుంటే, సో kops validate cluster అని ఇచ్చేసి మన క్లస్టర్ నేమ్ ఏంటి? నరేష్ ఐటి dev .k8s.local. ఇది మన ఫుల్ నేమ్ మనం పెట్టుకుంది. ఎంటర్ కొట్టండి. సో ఇప్పుడు మీకు టోటల్ నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ చూడండి ఇన్స్టెన్స్ ఎన్ని ఉన్నాయి. ఇక్కడ చూస్తే మీకు మ్యాక్స్ నోట్స్ ఎన్ని ఉన్నాయండి? మీకు కనపడటం ఒకటే కనపడుతుంది, బట్ ఎన్ని క్రియేట్ అయినాయి మీకు? సో ఇప్పుడు క్లారిటీ వచ్చిందా? సో అది వెంటనే మీకు ఆ కమాండ్ ఏవైతే ఉందో, ఈ కమాండ్ ఏంటిది, సారీ, kubectl గెట్ నోట్స్ అని కొట్టగానే మీకు అక్కడ నోడ్ ఒకటే కనపడుతుంది, బట్ మ్యాక్స్ మీకు ఇక్కడ ఎన్ని కనపడుతున్నాయి? ఈ 2 ఎందుకు కనపడుతున్నాయి మనకి? ఇందాక అక్కడ మనం ఎడిట్ చేసాం కాబట్టి, ఇన్స్టెన్స్ గ్రూప్ లోకి వెళ్ళాము, అక్కడ ఎడిట్ చేసాం కాబట్టి ఇట్ ఈస్ గోయింగ్ టు అపియర్ నౌ. ఓకే, సో ఇక్కడ చూపిస్తున్నాడు. ఇప్పుడు టోటల్ క్లస్టర్ యొక్క ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ మొత్తం ఇక్కడ చూడొచ్చు. ఇది మాస్టర్ అన్నమాట. దీనికి మాస్టర్ రోల్ ఒకటి, T2 మీడియం తీసుకున్నాం. మనకి మినిమం నోట్స్ ఎన్ని ఉన్నాయి మీకు? మాక్సిమం నోట్స్ ఎన్ని ఉన్నాయి? సబ్నెట్ ఎక్కడ? 1లో క్రియేట్ అయింది అనమాట. నోట్స్ కూడా సేమ్ అంతే. మెషిన్ టైప్ T2 తీసుకున్నాం. మినిమం ఎన్ని ఉన్నాయి మీకు? కానీ మాక్సిమం మీకు ఒకటి పోతే ఇంకోటి ఎన్ని వచ్చింది మీకు? ఇంకోటి వస్తుంది. ఒకటి పోయినా మీకు ఇంకోటి వస్తుంది ఆటోమేటిక్ గా. ఓకేనా? సో అట్లా అనమాట. అండ్ ఈ నోడ్ స్టేటస్ మీకు ఏ స్టేట్ లో ఉన్నాయండి ఇవన్నీ? ట్రూ అంటే మీకు ఆల్రెడీ రన్నింగ్ యాక్టివ్ లో ఉన్నాయి అనమాట. ఒకసారి మీరు ఇక్కడికి వెళ్ళి చెక్ చేయండి ఒకసారి, వెదర్ ఇవన్నీ మీకు వచ్చినాయా లేదా అని చెప్పేసి. EC2లోకి పోయి రీఫ్రెష్ కొట్టండి. టోటల్ నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ ఇన్స్టెన్స్ ఎన్ని కనపడుతున్నాయి ఇక్కడ మీకు? 3 అంటే బేసిక్ ఇది మనం క్రియేట్ చేసింది కదా, కాప్ సపరేట్. ఓకేనా? 2 ఉన్నాయి. బట్ మీకు డిజైర్ స్టేట్ ఎన్ని కనపడుతున్నాయి మీకు? డిజైర్ స్టేట్ మాక్సిమం 2 కనపడుతుంది. ఇన్ కేసు మీరు అప్డేట్ చేసుకోవాలంటే మళ్ళీ క్లస్టర్ నాకు వెళ్ళి అప్డేట్ చేశారు అనుకోండి, ఇంకో కొత్త ఇన్స్టెన్స్ వస్తుంది. కానీ బై డిఫాల్ట్ గా మనం ఒకటే క్రియేట్ చేసాం కాబట్టి యు ఆర్ ఏబుల్ టు సీ వన్. సో నెక్స్ట్ కమాండ్, ఒకవేళ మీకు ఎప్పుడన్నా కాప్స్ పొరపాటున ఫెయిల్ అయింది అనుకోండి, ఫెయిల్ అవ్వదు, రేర్ కేసులో ఫెయిల్ అయినప్పుడు ట్రబుల్ షూట్ చేయాలి. జస్ట్ ఈ ఒక్క కమాండ్ ఇవ్వండి, కాప్స్ ఎక్స్పర్ట్ క్యూబ్ సిఎఫ్జి అని చెప్పేసి. ఇది ఇచ్చేసిన తర్వాత మళ్ళీ ఒకసారి సెటప్ మొత్తం స్టార్టింగ్ నుండి చేయండి. ఈసారి వస్తుంది మీకు. అంటే ఇది వెరీ వెరీ రేర్ కేసులో వస్తుందండి, అసలు రాదు మోస్ట్లీ. కేసు వస్తే మనం ఇది ఫాలో అవ్వాలి. నెక్స్ట్, సో ఓకే, దీన్ని క్రియేట్ చేసాం, బాగానే ఉంది. ఒకవేళ ఇక్కడ నాకు ఏంటి అంటే టోటల్ టాప్ కి వెళ్ళిపోతే ఇక్కడ నాకు కొన్ని కమాండ్స్ కనపడుతుంది. క్లస్టర్ని ఎడిట్ చేయాలంటే ఏమి ఇస్తామండి మనం? కమాండ్ ఎడిట్ చేయాలి. అప్గ్రేడ్ చేయాలంటే సో దీని ఒకసారి కాపీ చేయండి. ఇక్కడ నుంచి మీకు ఒక టెస్ట్ కేసు ఇస్తాను. సారీ, కంట్రోల్ సెట్ ఇవ్వండి. సార్ అప్డేట్ బదులు ఎడిట్ కొట్టండి ఒకసారి. ఒక్క నిమిషం. ఇక్కడ ఇన్స్టెన్స్ గ్రూప్ ఎడిట్ చేద్దాం, లేకపోతే లెట్ మీ గివ్ ఇన్స్టెన్స్ గ్రూప్ ఎడిటింగ్ కి. ఇఫ్ యూ గో టు హియర్, మీకు ఐజీ గ్రూప్ కనబడుతుంది చూసారా? ఇది మీరు వాడచ్చు. లేదు అనుకుంటే ఇంకొంచెం పైకి పోతే ఇక్కడ ఉన్నాయి చూడండి, ఇది మీకు ఇది నోడ్ ని చేయాలంటే, బట్ ఒకవేళ మీరు మాస్టర్ ఎడిట్ చేయాలనుకోండి ఈ కమాండ్ ఇవ్వాలి. ఇందాక మనం చేసింది దేనికి? నోడ్ కి. ఒకసారి మాస్టర్ కి ఇవ్వండి. ఇది మాస్టర్ గ్రూప్ అన్నమాట. మాస్టర్ దాంట్లో మీకు ఇవన్నీ కనబడుతుంది చూసారా? మీరు తీసుకున్న ఇమేజ్ ని ఇదిగోండి. ఒకవేళ మీరు ఇమేజ్ మారిస్తే మీకు ఇది మారుతుంది. ఓకే, మీరు ఇందాక అడిగారు కదా ఉబుంటు కాకుండా వేరే తీసుకోవచ్చు అని చెప్పేసి. సో కాప్స్ లోకి వెళ్ళి కాప్స్ ఇమేజెస్ అని కొడితే మీకు అక్కడ రెడ్ హ్యాట్ కి సంబంధించిన ఇమేజ్ ఈ ఫార్మేట్ లో వస్తుంది డిఫాల్ట్ గా. సో ఉబుంటు బదులు మీరు రెడ్ హ్యాట్ పెట్టేశారు అనుకోండి, రెడ్ హ్యాట్ తో మీకు కాప్స్ క్లస్టర్ క్రియేట్ అవుతుంది అనమాట. లేదు CentOS కావాలనుకోండి, ఇఫ్ యూ వాంట్ CentOS then instance will be created on CentOS like this. Okay, and if you go down, like it is telling that what is the mission type here we are having, T2 medium. So what I will do is I will try to update, see what will happen, but I'm not updating this master, I'm updating this node. So instead of here master you node, so I have missed yes there, akkada yes ivadam marchipayanu. So here I am able to see T2 micro, right? Just recall it as T2 medium. Naku like I don't want T2 micro here, I want T2 medium here. So I have changed it. So up to now my cluster is having T2 micro for nodes. If you observe here, what I am seeing here, T2 micro, this for my node only. Okay. Now I will be going to update this one. So give the command kops update cluster name -- admin. If you observe the entire thing, the T2 micro is going to change to T2 medium. So it is telling that, see what it's saying. Kops has set your Kubectl context to update this one. Cluster changes have been applied to the cloud. So it means that what are the changes I have applied to, it is done from the cloud end. Okay. Changes may require instant to restart. So that means if you want to change this to replicate, so if the changes is done actually, T2 micro to T2 medium is done. But if you want to see this on your console, what you need to do? Restart. So give this command kops rolling update cluster. See what will happen now. If you see here, the cluster you must specify -- yes. The best thing about kops is if you forgot something, if you remember, like if you forgot something, enter, it will automatically specify like this. You -- yes. Is it updating now? Okay, let's see. Okay, like I unexpectedly I spoke Telugu, but don't worry, like I have recalled everything on English. Okay, is it fine for everyone? I just said if you want to change the image name, you can change image name, but I said it on Telugu. Okay. So now what I am doing is before I am having T2 micro for my nodes, but I change it to T2 medium. After changing it, I need to update the cluster. So I am giving the kops rolling update cluster -- yes tag. So it is actually done from the cloud end. So I need to replicate it my console, right? So I need to restart this cluster by using rolling back update. It will take some time again. If you go and refresh after some time, what are the seeing your T2 micro 2, you will get into T2 medium, but it will take some time. See, have you got the another node? By using which one? So that means the cluster updating is done. And previously also you have given 2 nodes there. Are you seeing these 2 nodes now? This is way how you can create your Kubernetes cluster by using kops. And again, previously I have said that I can create infrastructure, right? So let's go to infrastructure part. I can create VPC, load balancer as well as EBS block. Remember, while you are practicing Kubernetes kops, okay, don't try to terminate everything. If you like let it the cluster running, you will getting a lot of bill. Why a lot of bill means? Just let's go for EBS volumes once. See what is the volume size you are getting? 128 GB, 64 GB. Are these free for us? definitely we will get some of the charge. And if you go for load balancer also, you can create couple of load balancer. You can see like only single, that is one master only. Are you seeing the load balancer? It is again costly. And go for the auto scaling groups. Are you seeing the auto scaling group here? And go for the VPC as well. On VPC, you are having your subnets running as well as your route table running. Okay, internet gateway, NAT gateway, everything is going to cover here. So go to your VPC. So my VPC name is this one, Naresh K8S local. Subnets. Am I having subnets now? I am having totally how many subnets? One or like? Yes, one customized for our cluster. Okay. And route tables. Are you seeing the route tables? This is the router traffic from where to where we are going. And going for internet gateway, same thing. Single internet gateway. Everything will be single only. Okay. And after that, you can see some of the NAT gateways here. It is not the creator, like it is not created because this cluster is having internet gateway only. Because the thing is here, everything is public, right? Public means internet gateway. For private, we will have NAT gateway. So if you make edit from public to private there, NAT gateway will be created. But I don't have private any subnet there. So NAT gateway will be not creating for me. So if you go for like firewalls and other and network manager, you will see some of this infrastructure part here. Okay, but it is done. What I'm going to do is I'm going to EC2 now. For example, if someone tries to delete any of the instance, see what will happen now. Yeah, see. If you observe here, this T2 micro is gone completely. And what I have here now, is it clear now? Like how it appeared? First of all, it will create T2 medium and it will delete the T2 micro if you want to update. So now what I'm doing is I'm deleting one of the node. Go to instance state, terminate. So what will happen, automatically another node will be created. We have that option because auto scaling group is enabled. The meaning of auto scaling means if the one node is down or one node is completely eliminated, you are going to get another node. See, it is down completely now. So wait for a couple of minutes, you will get another node activated. Go for here and give kops, Kubectl get nodes. Kubectl give the command get node. How many nodes you are seeing? 2 nodes, but we have deleted one among them, right? Still you are seeing 2. Why? The reason because is another node is created already. If you go to your console, hit refresh button. How many you are having now? It is on pending state actually. If you remove this one, it is on which state now? Terminating. Okay, let's wait for a couple of minutes because it will take like 2 to 3 minutes to replicate. So these are your auto scaling group, guys. Again, auto scaling is something, as I said before, if you delete any of this instance, it is going to create automatically the same node. So here, do I have auto scaling group for node? Having it or not? I'm having auto scaling group for my node. So that means if I delete the node, it is going to create one more node for me. So, but it will take some time. So wait for it. If you observe here, go for the running now. Select running tag here. How many nodes you are seeing now? So that means the node which I have deleted is created or not. That's the beauty of Kubernetes. If you delete something, it will be automatically created. Same pods as well. If you delete the pod, it will be automatically created by using replica set. Okay. Okay. So finally everything is done from the kops end. Infra creation is done, nodes is set up as well as kubectl, minikube, sorry, not minikube, kubectl and what this kops is done, CLI is done. So finally, if you want to delete the cluster, there is a command kops delete cluster, and the name of the cluster is Naresh IT dev dot k8s dot local hyphen yes and hyphen admin. If we give this, entire cluster will be deleted. See, wait a second, unknown flag. Remove this admin from here. It's enough. So the cluster is going to be deleted. Are you seeing it now? Load balancer, IAM, instance profile, okay? And the volumes you are going to create deleted. Security groups deleted. VPC, subnets, everything is going to delete. Okay. So this is how you can check your Kubernetes operations cluster. Is it clear for you what I have said today? Just I have said kops creation only, but we haven't done anything on Kubernetes part. Okay, so for the online people, guys, is it clear for you what I have explained on today's class, or do you have any concerns? Clear, sir. Okay. So what about remaining people? I got response only from a couple of people. What about remaining guys? Have you got what I have said on today's class? Is it any like difficult to understand or easy to understand? Okay, it's good. Following, thank you. Okay. Please explain again when you are talking in Telugu. Yes, Arfoj, I have explained it one more time. Okay, I just used a single word for him, but I have like recalled it one more time. Okay, don't worry. So if you observe here, it is telling that deleted cluster, Naresh IT, K8s local. If you give the command kubectl get no, are you getting any notes? And kops get cluster. Are you getting any cluster? That's it. So everything will be deleted. So one more time, I'm recalling everything. Kops is nothing but your kops, Kubernetes operation. So how many steps we need to perform to get the cluster ready? Step number one is CLI installation. On CLI installation, how many substeps you are having? After setting is done, we need to export the path. That is separate step. Second step is your installing of kops and kubectl. After installing, we need to give executable permission and need to move it to user local bin path, because that is the place where actually every command is going to be executed from. And last step is your infra cluster creation. So first of all, we will create bucket. After that, we will bucket enable versioning. After that, we will export the kop state. Okay. And after that, what we are going to do is we are going to create directly two nodes cluster, nothing but your two nodes. Okay. After that, you can edit your instance group or cluster as per your requirement, and everything is done. You are going to upgrade. So once you upgrade, everything will be as per your requirement. Sir, if you are practicing on this T2 medium and Kubernetes, are we going to charge by money or no? No, it is definitely charged. Okay. So like while we are practicing, right? If you having running these nodes, T2 medium is definitely it is going to charge. 128 GB means memory. Is it free or charged? Charge. So everything will be charged on Kubernetes. So while practicing, right, don't forget to delete the cluster. Okay. So minimum like 20 GB you need to get to create the cluster. Okay. Guys, are you talking to me or talking among yourself? I'm not getting you. Or whether you are talking to me or talking among yourself. 20 GB is enough to get the kops instance. Yeah, it's as per your requirement. If you want 20, you can take 20, but I am comfortable with 30. So I have taken 30. Okay. So give me a second. So first of all, let me clarify online doubts and I'll get back to you. So Manikanta location, what is different between T2 micro and T2 medium? So T2 micro, you will get 1 CPU and like 1 GB of RAM. But on T2 medium, you will get 2 CPUs and 4 GB of memory for it. So T2 micro is free for you, Manikanta, but T2 medium is going to be charged for it. I hope it is clear for you. How much it costs for 30 GB? So 30 GB is free for GP2, general purpose instance, or magnetic. But if you use that like provision IOPS, it is going to be charged for your engine. But if you use it on general purpose too, it is going to be free for you only. Okay. I hope it is clear for you now. What is the difference here? Edit and update. If you want to edit and make changes, you are going to click the edit. And if you want to make the changes to reflect, you are going to use the command called update kops. That's the only difference, Sohail. I hope it is clear for you now. Till how much time it will be charged, sir? Like it depends upon the hour, right, on AWS. The charges that you are going to get on AWS is completely depending upon hourly basis. Okay. If it is an hour, you are going to get the hourly charge. I hope it is clear for you, Sudhir Krishna Reddy. Still any more doubts, guys, you are having? If you are having any doubts, you can unmute yourself as well. I have enabled the option. Is Raghavendra there today? I think he is not. Okay, so I'm getting all clear from everyone. So I don't like, I hope it is pretty much clear for you. But one more time, I will